Well, those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has urged the international community to prosecute the Indian civil and military personnel involved in state terrorism and serious crimes against humanity in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Delivering a virtual address on the 75th session of the United Nations General Assembly, he expressed his confidence that peace and stability in Afghanistan would open new opportunities for development and regional connectivity. More in the following report by our special correspondent Raza Khan.
Prime Minister Imran Khan delivered a virtual address to the 75th session of the UN General Assembly. He commended leadership of UN Secretary General in turbulent times and explained his government's priorities. He mentioned that Naya Pakistan model is based on principles of State of Medina and that his government's policies are directed towards lifting marginalized people. Prime Minister Imran Khan stressed that international agreements are being flouted and renewed great power rivalries are leading to a new arms race. He reiterated that illegal occupations are suppressing rights of human beings and we all must emphatically reaffirm our support for multilateralism. Prime Minister Imran Khan mentioned that COVID-19 lockdowns have triggered the worst recession since the Great Depression during the last century, and COVID-19 challenge calls for support to multilateralism. He stated that Pakistani government adopted a policy of smart lockdown concentrating on the virus hotspots and that it disbursed $8 billion amongst deserving people under SARS program to mitigate effects of pandemic. As a result, Pakistan's COVID-19 response is cited amongst the success stories in controlling and responding to the pandemic. Speaking on the need for debt relief for developing countries, he said that developing countries need fiscal space to respond and recover from the COVID crisis. Hence, the G20's official debt suspension initiative is appreciated. He also mentioned that IMF has estimated that developing countries will need over $2.5 trillion to respond and recover from COVID crisis. He stressed that rich states must not provide sanctuaries to money launderers, as loss of foreign exchange causes currency depreciation in the third world countries. On climate change, Prime Minister Imran Khan mentioned that his government took initiatives to address climate change issues. He also condemned the rise in Islamophobia in the world, especially the Western countries where Muslims are facing attacks. Prime Minister Imran Khan mentioned that RSS ideology rules India today and all minorities in India are being threatened by Hindu extremists. He further stated that in 1992, RSS hooligans destroyed Babri Mosque in India and around 2,000 Muslims were slaughtered in India in 2002 when Narendra Modi was Chief Minister in Gujarat. Prime Minister Imran Khan condemned Hindutva ideology as it intends to marginalize 300 million human beings in India. He also castigated India for illegally occupying Kashmir against wishes of Kashmiris and called on international community to investigate human rights violations there. Prime Minister Imran Khan emphasized that Indian illegal moves are aimed at changing demographic structure of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and Kashmiris are fighting for just cause. Prime Minister Imran Khan said that India is playing a dangerous game of upping the ante against Pakistan in a nuclearized environment. He also warned that any nefarious attempt by fascist Indian government would be met by a nation that will fight for its freedom to the end. Prime Minister Imran Khan stressed that Kashmir has been rightly described as a nuclear flashpoint and India must resign the mayors it has instituted since 5th August 2019. Prime Minister Imran Khan also said that there is no military solution to Afghan conflict and Pakistan has fully facilitated the process that culminated in the US-Taliban peace agreement. He emphasized that illegal annexation of Palestinian territories cannot bring peace in region and that Pakistan believes in a two-state solution of Palestinian issue as envisaged in the UN Security Council resolutions based on the 1967 borders, with Jerusalem as the capital of Palestine. Raza Khan, PTV World.